Hey guys, Gravender here. What's going on? Welcome back to another episode of Marvel Contest of Champions. And so when I did my how to effectively use Civil War Black Panther, I think one of the more common comments was that a lot of people weren't too worried about how to effectively use him. It was how to beat him. And I was asked to do this series not too long back, more than a few times, on certain characters in the game. It's, how do you beat these characters? So today we're going to be starting off with Civil War Black Panther. And really one of the more common themes with Civil War Black Panther is that you really have to adjust your fight style when you're going up against him. He's not exactly the easiest character to fight, but he can be if you play him correctly. See, we start out here. He doesn't have his defensive shields up. He doesn't have that armor break up. Now he does, the armor up, and this is where people start to commonly make mistakes, is when he has these armor ups, because you can't parry him. Let's go ahead. I'll show you guys. This is what happens when you parry, and it is a very extended stun. So you don't want to do that. You want to play completely different with this guy. As you can see, we didn't even have an issue with him. I mean, it was a rank 5, level 50 of 50 awakened Black Panther Civil War that we went up against there, but if you continue to try and parry and fall into those types of cliches that you're stuck on from doing normal fights, you're going to end up losing against this guy. Now, obviously, most of the trouble that we have with him is going to be coming from placement on Alliance War defense. So the buffs are going to be 100 times more, especially if they put him on enhanced ability nodes, where he's going to get more stun off. But I mean, let's take in a couple of the characters that most people would normally bring into Alliance War's defense for their offensive characters, like Black Widow. I wouldn't technically bring in Magic. She was just the first character that I brought in. But with Black Widow, he's not going to get those defenses up if she's at higher levels. So as you can see so far, he normally only gets the buff from his armor ups whenever he's in a blocking stance. So, or at least for the most part, that's where he's going to get the majority of them. He can get them at any point, but he's going to get the build up of them majority from whenever he's when he's in a blocking stance. And Black Widow at higher levels, much like she does with any other character in the game, is going to be able to eat through that with her subtlety ability. So we don't have anything to worry about there. More notably, other characters people bring in, Captain America, World War II. He's not a hard champion to fight. He's really not. If you just take your time, you just have to really watch when he gets those defensive armor ups. You don't want to parry him. You want to change your fight style completely. Right now, we're fine. We don't have to worry about it. We can parry him right here. No issue. But now we can't. So he has one of the more easy L1s to evade too. I just kind of timed that one out wrong. But you really just want to play an evade or a more aggressive playstyle. See there? That special one, if you let it build up, is absolutely amazing. There, done. Don't have to worry about it. You just time out the fight completely. But if you don't, you end up doing a parry, you're going to get 8. But you can still come back from it. That you could tell that was a massive amount of damage. He hadn't done a ton of damage to us yet in that entire match. But we let him get a parry, or we did a parry, and let him get the stun off there at the very end. And that one special one, that's the only special that he's going to do bleed off of. And it can eat you up completely, especially if you're on enhanced ability nodes, where his bleed is going to be 100 times harder hitting. And especially against someone like Thor, who's a character that I bring in most regularly now to Alliance Wars on defense. If he's got those armor ups, then Thor is completely negated at that point. I mean, he's going to be able to get one off, and if he starts to build up those defensive armor ups, then you're basically screwed at that point because you can't parry him anymore. But for the most part, he's a very, very, very easy character to fight. If you just let him get those specials off, his specials are not hard to evade in the very least. Very, very easy to evade as long as you don't get caught with him. And he's pretty easy to take down as far as I'm concerned. So that, for me, that is fighting Civil War Black Panther in a nutshell. That's how you beat him, in my opinion. You just have to change your playstyle as soon as you see that defensive armor up pop up on the screen. Definitely change up your playstyle, play different, play more offensive as opposed to defensive, because that's what's going to kill you in the end, is playing defensive and being so used to using parry. If you can try to master both sides of the field, and this is kind of the same thing with Mordo as well. You have to play more aggressive, more defensive, or more offensive as opposed to defensive when you're fighting characters like Civil War Black Panther or Mordo. But alright guys, so that's going to be it for this episode of How to Beat. Let me know in the comment section, what other characters do you guys want to see, how to go up against, how to contend with, how to beat in the game. Like I said, I know Civil War Black Panther had quite a few requests. Are there any other characters in the game that you guys find difficult to fight? Let me know in the comment section. We'll hit those characters up as soon as I can find a viable 5-star or 4-star at equivalent ranks to go into the matches with. But that's going to be it for this one, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, please leave a like on it. If you're new to the channel, please consider leaving a sub on it. And as always, guys, I'll catch you in the next episode. Later.